The deadline for the Justice Department to provide information about whether it defied a judge's order against sending deportation flights to El Salvador, that's now passed. A judge had given the DOJ until noon Eastern time today. And the Trump administration insists it did not ignore the order and is continuing to criticize what they call an activist judge. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman joins me now. What specific information is the judge looking for? And do we know if the Trump administration gave it to him?
I do not yet know if the judge has received that filing, but Kelly, what he wants to know is more details about these flights because he had given an order that they weren't supposed to deport anyone from the country under the Alien Enemy Act. And if any planes were in the air, they were supposed to turn those around. But 2 planes went to El Salvador anyways. So he wants to know, what time did they leave? When did they leave U.S. airspace? When did they land in another country? Was there anywhere else on the way to El Salvador?
Because the White House press secretary has claimed that they actually did take off before that order was signed, correct?
It's true, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they complied with the order.
Okay.
And they have been very, very reluctant to give this information, Kelly. There's been a lot of pushback, which is why we got delayed until today by this judge. Yesterday in a filing, they said they were considering invoking the state secret privilege, saying it's, too sensitive information related to foreign relations and national security for them to divulge it. Although the judge pointed out that they've been very vocal on social media, giving details about these flights, so he was unsure why they couldn't comply with his order.
Okay, so really it's clarity about who was on the flight and all the specific logistics around it to understand whether they did indeed comply. I also want to ask you, an appeals court is hearing the case on Monday. So what should we be looking for until then?
So first, we really need to see what happened with what they said to the judge today. Did they invoke the state secret privilege? Where is it going to go from there? But in terms of the appeals court, they want this thrown out, for this ban to be lifted by the appellate court so they can start deporting more people out of the country under the Alien Enemy Act. They say that the judicial branch has no right to assert here, that this is really under the president's authority in the executive branch. And what the plaintiffs are saying, though, Kelly, is that if they can use this obscure provision to deport people from Venezuela, from the Trendora gang, then maybe no one is safe here.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Katrina. I know you're going to be on it, and I can run over because you sit right next to me.